The first step is to understand the problem better. As currently described, design a URL shortening service like Bitly, we actually know very little about what's required from us. Just like with algorithm design, we'll begin by understanding the problem better. With any system, you start off by asking yourself what it should do. You define its use cases. With the Bitly problem, there are two use cases that are immediately obvious, so let's write them down. The first one is shortening, and that's, take a URL and return a much shorter URL. And then the other is redirection. Take a short URL and redirect to the original URL. So far, so good. However, there are many other use cases you could imagine. And there are also many flavors of the shortening problem. So what we like to do next is think about any additional use cases and verify with the interviewer which ones we should worry about. Some examples are, I'll just put those here, custom URLs, allowing the user to pick their shortened URL if that URL is still not taken. And then another one is analytics, allowing people to look at usage statistics for their shortened URLs. And then we can go further, automatic link expiration, manual link removal. Those two, the first one would automatically expire links, or if that's not required, maybe links stay alive forever. Or number 6 is the user wants to remove a link that they previously shortened. And then another example is UI versus API. Should we think about designing a web service or a website where people shorten links, or should we just worry about a URL shortening API and forget about the UI? So as you frame the problem, you should think of how the system could be used and verify this with your interviewer. The interviewer will answer no to many of those and yes to a few. Alternatively, the very first time you ask them a question, they may say, well, you know what, let's only worry about redirection and shortening and leave anything else off the table for now. Either way, the two of you should agree on the use cases that are in scope and the ones that aren't in scope. So for this video, let's assume that custom URLs need to be supported, but anything else, analytics, link expiration and removal, is out of scope. Let's also assume that we want the system to be highly available. So basically, we'll take the custom URLs, we'll put them here, and then for the rest we can say something like out of scope, or we can just remove them. But then we'll add a fourth one here that's called high availability of the system. Availability of the system, right? So now we have the 4 use cases that will then frame the rest of the discussion for this problem.